Hello, good evening. This is Making Noise. My name's Rob. I'm going to be your host for this evening's show. Joining me on this episode is DJ Chiv. How are you, Mike?
Good evening.
Thanks for
good,
us.
mate. All good. It's a bit weird being back in the studio for the first time in over a year and a half.
You've been trying to connect from home over the last few months.
Let's not talk about that internet problem, mate.
Been an absolute nightmare. But we're back in the studio. This is our second show back in the studio. Back to some form of normality ish and it seems that's been the case overall. We've had a good couple of days. Father's Day yesterday.
Yes, what a night. You and Jess taking me out for a meal and everything with Ivy.
Lovely day that was. Obviously we were watching the football,
obviously.
It's been really good. So we are refreshed, ready to go. That track there was Dreams Divide. Jam the Transition was the name of the track. We've got loads coming up for you. We're going to be asking if Katie Price should have stuck to the day job, and we'll be giving lots more information on her. What else have we got coming up? We've got In the Spotlight. Who have we got coming up for that, Mike?
Hey, I've got lots coming up for that. And you've just literally shoved all these in front of me, and I didn't even get a chance to look through them. In the Spotlight tonight is Distant Voices.
Distant Voices. We've got the cover up coming up for you as well. It's going to be a great show. So let's crack on with some more music. We've got Jacob and the Starry-Eyed Shadows. Some of you may remember that name. We featured Jamie, his name is, on a couple of shows ago, I think, with one of his tracks called We Are Everything. I've been eager to play more of his music. He sent more over, so I can't wait for this. This is A Better Day.
Take my name. Pictures you desire.
God, it's still as hot in here as it was a year and a half ago, wasn't it? Jeez. Caught me off guard there. I was trying to go through my phone.
Proper newsreader. Right, let's get this.
In the Spotlight. I keep calling it Rising Star. I don't know why.
Or Overseas Star.
Overseas Star, that's right.
I need to move over that.
So, what's my layout? You're going to give me the heads up of what track you're going to play so I can read a little tiny bit? Because I haven't put much on. I don't want loads. Oh, I need a link as well. Somebody just tell me a link.
My fault.
My day, but now you've made a lie of all we came to try. I took the blame for all you set on fire. Don't look back. If you take it out of my hope, I won't call you back. So don't look back. No, don't look back. Once again, I won't lie. Dun, 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 dun. And I won't let you down if you come back around again. Won't you take what's your own and let's just find us a better day. I won't let you down.
Jacob and the Starry-Eyed Shadows here on Pure West Radio. This is Making Noise, just coming up to 9:15. And we're back in the studio. It's fantastic to be back. We've got lots more fantastic music coming up for you. But first of all, if I can get my notes ready, because we've actually done some prep for this show, which is fantastic. Well, I have. What do we all know / think about Katie Price? Tom, I've put your...
Am I on as well?
You're on as well. What do we know about Katie Price?
Very talented young lady.
Yes. I actually think, and I didn't realise until I was putting the notes together for this, but I think probably underratedly talented. I think when I've spoken to people that she's featuring on the show, not personally, obviously, she's not a guest, but in the feature, I think people have kind of raised an eyebrow and just been like, oh, really? But actually, there's a lot to this woman. Didn't realise how much. So, first of all, her real name is Katrina Amy Alexandra Alexis Price.
See, now I never even knew that.
Bit of a mouthful. Yeah. Known, I suppose, for being a British media personality, model, author, and businesswoman. Whichever of those you maybe know her more or less of. Mike, I know it'll probably be the glamour modelling.
No, actually the author. So, you know.
We'll get on to that. Initially, she gained recognition in 1996 for the glamour modelling. Frequently appearing on page 3 in the British tabloids, The Sun, The Daily Star, etc. And credited as Jordan. So she's kind of got that kind of alter ego, if that's what we're going to call it. In 2014, she appeared on the 3rd season of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. We'll all remember that. That's where she met her soon-to-be husband, Peter Andre. Mr. Andre. She's also starred in her own reality TV series, including Jordan from 2002 to 2004, Katie and Peter from 2004 to 2009, Just Katie 2009 to 2012, Signed by Katie in 2011, and Katie Price, My Crazy Life 2017 to 2019. She returned to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here on the 9th season in 2009, and she was the winner of the 15th season of Celebrity Big Brother in 2015. She's released 6 autobiographical books, that's easy for me to say, 11 novels, 1 fashion book, 2 series of children's books, and her Angel novel series topped the Sunday Times bestseller list. So you're all probably thinking, well, I mean, that's fantastic, but this is a show about music. Don't worry, we're coming on to that. So in 2005, and I didn't know this, she was runner-up on the search for the UK's entry for the Eurovision Song Contest. In 2006, Katie Price released her debut studio album, A Whole New World, in collaboration with Peter Andre. I'm sure we've all heard that song.
Which version?
Yeah.
Their version.
Auto-tune or not.
In July 2010, she released Free to Love Again, a non-album single. And about the release, and I kind of respect her for this, she's actually come out and said, I'm not a singer. I mean, we'll find that out in a minute.
That's for fun, wasn't it?
This is just something that I'm doing for fun. It's not like I'm worried about getting a chart position or a number 1. This is purely for fun. Whether people like it or not, I'm doing it. I respect that. I respect
totally.
that. And she's released singles, including covers of A Whole New World, Islands in the Stream, Endless Love, The Best Things in Life Are Free, as well as several original songs. So we're going to hear one of these now.
Only one.
We're going to hear only one, because we don't want people turning off. I'm not going to be cruel. But yeah, we're going to hear her single Free to Love Again, and then we're going to be asking whether Katie Price should have stuck to the day job. Are we ready for this?
Sure.
Let's do it.
I'm
Free to Love again, Katie Price here on Pure West Radio. We are asking whether entrepreneur, media personality, model, author, businesswoman Katie Price should have stuck to the day job, or whether actually, her music was all right. Now, Molly Baylor, she reckons that she's not that bad. What do we reckon? Should Katie Price have stuck to the day job, which is very successful? She's a very successful and clearly, despite
she's clearly already stuck to the day job, though.
Well, yeah. But she's accomplished a lot, and I kind of respect the fact that she's come out and said, "Listen, this is just a laugh." That kind of changes my opinion on the question.
But it wasn't that bad.
when we've gone back and we've done like Logan Paul as an example, right? No, that guy should have stuck to the day job because he was so serious and intense about it. Like he really wanted to, become a successful musician. Katie Price was just doing it for a laugh, and I quite like that. I'm going to say crack on.
Yeah, I would.
That's the ultimate follow your dreams, isn't it?
Absolutely.
She's in the media limelight. She wants to be a pop star. I've got enough audience that I can pretend to be a pop star for a couple of weeks. Let's give it a go.
Yeah, no, I
there was
couldn't
nothing
agree
wrong
more.
with that track then. Ish.
Well, Rob mentioned about Eurovision before, and if that had been entered, like it's a travesty she hadn't got runners up. But let's be honest.
She should have been on this most recent Eurovision.
Let's not talk about Eurovision, shall we?
Mum has said I quite like that song. There's a shock, and Lottie's come on and said you'd never have guessed that was actually her at all. That's what it's called. Oh dear. So Katie Price, also known as Jordan. So she's had that kind of transition of a name change, although it was kind of her pseudonym from her modelling, and then to be taken, I think, a little bit more. I know I've been reading books, and then to be maybe taken a little bit more serious as a businesswoman. And one of the things that I'm quite eager to look at, one of the most critical and often tricky decisions that a band can face when they're certainly first establishing, is the name. That can impact the whole identity. It can impact the overall success of the band. Taking that into account, it's not surprising that some bands don't get it right the first time. And there's loads of bands that have maybe done a bit of a U-turn, changed the name just before they've hit success. It's crazy to think that bands like Queen, Black Sabbath, The Who, Nirvana, Blink-182 could have been known as something else. Like, that blows my mind.
But would they have been known, though?
Well, exactly. Like, how important is a name? So we're going to be discussing that. So we've compiled a list of a few artists. Now, there's actually quite a big list of really well-known artists. We're going to go over 5 of them today if we've got time to do all 5, and maybe we'll do a part 2 in a couple of months' time as well, because I think this is going to be quite an interesting feature. So Tom is going to, after the next song, read out some information on an artist who have changed their name, and we're going to have a bit of a chat then and find out whether that was a good move or a bad move, and discuss. Go on.
Good, no, go on. You
sure?
finish first.
You sure?
You finish first.
Thank you. And we're going to decide whether that was a positive name change or a negative one, or whether it kind of didn't really matter. I know at the end of the day, the kind of music is the important thing, but there's a lot more that comes with it, the identity, and that can be impacted by the name.
Definitely. I was just saying, maybe we could read out the original band name and see if the listeners could guess.
That's not
what
a
they
bad
changed
shout.
to.
Oh, I like that.
Let's do that. That's not a bad
Let's
shout.
see how well they know their bands.
Okay, so let's play a song then, right? We're going to hear Rhys Evan with Hailstones. He's from Mid Wales. I think he's only 17, and this is his first single. It's a really good little track, and there's a lot more to come from Rhys. So the name of the first band that we're going to be discussing, the kind of first name, is Cara's Flowers.
No Google.
I was just going to say,
Yeah,
no
cheating. No cheating.
no Googling. But if anyone can come through to us in between this song and tell us what Cara's Flowers actually turned out to be, then you get a acknowledgement from us.
Hello.
We should have brought some prizes if we were a little bit more on the ball with that. But yeah, Cara's Flowers, spelt Kara. The reason why I spelled that out because my daughter's called Cara and she's got a bit of a
I know, but you shouldn't have given that away.
Oh, what in case
You've
of
just,
people
you've just given,
people
you've just
googling
given
it?
people the opportunity to Google it now, haven't you?
They're not going to. They're not going to because they're all going to be very honest. But yeah, Cara's Flowers. Let us know what the name change was. We'll have a little bit of a dig to find out a little bit of the background on why they changed their name, and then we'll be discussing whether it was a good move or not. So let's hear some music now. Reese Evan with Hailstones.
Hailstones in my pocket, will you hailing a cab? Think my shirt's on your dresser, am I getting it back? It's just a more Batman thing. My mum bought when I was more into that. Oh well, I guess it was inevitable. You're so grown up, she got a job in the Badger the night we both gave up in a metaphorical way. I wish we could go back to the start. And I could be rock and roll. Will you become a stoner? We'll fall in love behind the post. And I'm a few years older.
summer in Pembrokeshire.
How many days left in summer?
On Pure West Radio.
Welcome back, Re7 there with Hailstones. Before that, we asked you which band used to be called Car as Flowers. Tom, I don't think anybody came in with the right answer, did they?
No, we had no answers, sadly.
I'm not surprised, because that's quite a hard one, though. I was really shocked when I found out.
I wouldn't have made the link at all.
No. So, Tom, do you want to tell us a little bit more about Car as Flowers and who they came on to be?
So, Car as Flowers, original members Levine Carmichael, bassist Mickey Madden and drummer Ryan Dusick first came together as Car as Flowers in 1994 while they were still in high school. And then they became Maroon 5.
See, that shocked me.
Yeah.
That really shocked me.
But would you have bought all their singles if they were called Car as Flowers?
I don't know. We'll come on to that. I don't know.
Well, they had an independent album, We Like Digging. So clearly at this point, naming is not a very good technique for them. No. So yeah, after not exactly setting the world alight, their label dropped them, and the members took a break while they focused on college. So fair play, they had sights on something grand, and then having seemingly given up on the band in 2001, they re-emerged as Maroon 5 and perused a different direction. Since then, they have gone on to be very successful, signing with Octone Records in 2002 and going on to release hits like Harder to Breathe, This Love, She Will Be Loved, Moves Like Jagger, Girls Like You, my favourite, and Sugar.
So they've gone on to be massively successful.
Like multi-platinum.
How much do you think the name change was important to that?
Well, it sounds like that the name change actually brought along different musical style as well with it. So they changed complete identity. If they had just drudged it out with Car as Flowers, I don't think that we would have had anything.
I don't think we would have ever heard of them if they stayed as Car as Flowers.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the change was a good call. Yeah. Not a lot wrong with the previous name, I don't think. No.
Everybody knows Maroon 5.
Yeah, it sticks in the mind. It's one of those things, and I'm sure there's loads of bands that the name means absolutely nothing. Like, what the hell is a Foo Fighter?
Well, it's like Down with the Economy. Change their name to Down with the Enemy.
How many times are you going to... But, yeah, I think...
In fact, you've just mentioned Foo Fighters there. They're releasing an album under a different name now, aren't they?
We'll have to come on to that. I think that the fact that they were struggling to meet their potential, they needed a rebrand, a full reshuffle, not just the name, but the music style, the attitude.
Yeah, exactly, the whole caboose.
And they've gone on to be, like you say, Tom, multi-platinum. So clearly it was a good thing. Are we calling that one a good call?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's
definitely.
A thumbs up from me.
I think that one was a good call. Now we've got plenty more of these kind of things. Now the next one, you've got 2 tracks now back to back, because we're gonna do the cover up feature. You've got 2 tracks back to back to try and work this one out. It's another quite a tough one unless you're quite a big fan of the band. I am, and so I knew this one straight away. But if you weren't a big fan of the individual band, I don't think you'd know this. But if there's anybody out there who can tell me who Wicked Lester turned out to be in the next 10 minutes,
can I have a go?
Gold star for you. No, because you got the notes. So Wicked Lester, get in touch with us, facebook.com/Pure West Radio, if you know who Wicked Lester went on to be. We've got 2 tracks now back to back, some of our favourite covers that we've come across in the last month. Blacktop Mojo with Dream On. Mike, you've sent that one over.
Yes,
thank you for that. It's a cracker. And we've got Neck Deep with their cover of Torn.
Every time I look in the mirror, along these lines
of summer on Pure West Radio.
I thought I saw a girl brought to life. She was warm, she came around like she was dignified. She showed me what it was to cry. You couldn't beat that girl I adore. Don't seem to know, seem to care what your heart is for. No, I don't know her anymore. There's nothing where we used to lie. Conversation has run dry. But that's what's going on. Nothing's right at all. I'm out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed. Lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. So I guess the fortune teller's right. I should have seen just what was there and not some holy light. But you crawl beneath my veins and now I don't care, I have no luck. I don't miss it all that much. There's just so many things that I can't touch, I'm torn. I'm out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed. Lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. There's nothing where we used to lie. My inspiration has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed. Lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. I'm out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I'm ashamed. But I'm broken on the floor. You're a little late. I'm already torn.
Neck Deep there with their cover of Torn. Before that we had Blacktop Mojo with Dream On, originally by Aerosmith. Torn there by Natalie Imbruglia. Welcome back. Yeah, this is Making Noise, just coming up to 9:45, so we're nearly halfway through the show. A lot of love for those covers there. Molly Bailey, Lottie Cook and Claire Meredith all really getting involved there, and we were as well in the studio. We were bopping away and having a bit of a sing song. I've had to put the glasses on because I'm struggling and getting old. Before rock and roll, before the cover up feature, we asked you the band Wicked Lester. Who did they go on to be? What did they change their name to? Mike, I've got to ask you, would you have known the answer to this?
No.
Tom?
Not at all.
Not at all. No.
Now, like I said, I'm a big fan of this band. I've seen them live 2010 in Birmingham.
I should have said yes. Really.
Still to this day, one of the best artists I've ever seen live. I mean, they get a little bit of stick for their music, I know, but the performance and what they do is just phenomenal. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about Wicked Lester and what happened there.
I will. Also, not their very first name. So the band formed in 1970 under the name Rainbow in the first instance, and then in 1971 the band changed their name to Wicked Lester and recorded an album for Epic Records, which was never officially released. Also, interestingly, they changed their name within 1 year, as did Maroon 5. So maybe you've got to have that 1 year.
There's something on there.
There's something there. And then during their brief existence, Wicked Lester performed in public twice. Their first show took place at the Rivoli Theatre in South Fallsburg, New York, on April 23rd, 1971. And then again in Atlantic City. And then Wicked Lester, New York-based rock band, later renamed themselves Kiss.
You all know that with the makeup and you know it.
Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley decided that one of the reasons for Wicked Lester's lack of success was their lack of a unified image. Well, they certainly rectified that.
They sorted that out.
Definitely.
So instead of struggling with their current name, they decided to move forward and start a new band, which is very, again, similar to Maroon 5.
Yeah.
That change in direction, that let's make an image, let's make a brand out of it, and they went for it. So yeah, they became unmistakable with their black and white makeup, blood spitting and fire breathing during live performances, of which, Rob, you've actually had the pleasure of...
I have, yeah. My dad was a very big Kiss fan, into all kind of like 80s rock and 70s rock. He took me to Birmingham 2010. I would have only been a kid myself. I remember begging him to. I wanted to go with the makeup on. I wanted to like have the black and white makeup. I wanted to be Gene Simmons, but he was having none of it. I was gutted about that.
I need to finish this off because this is from your article on making-noise.com, and the Greg Prato of AllMusic rated the album, this was the Alive album, 4.5 stars out of 5, and stated that Alive remains Kiss's greatest album ever. And then, Rob, I hope this is your work.
It is.
The rest is Kisstery.
Yes. You know.
I couldn't be more cheesy.
You know I love a good pun. But it's really interesting. One of the things about Kiss, and this isn't in the article, but they released several albums, and they just all kind of bombed. And then they did Kiss Alive. I don't was the year on there.
1975.
1975. They did Kiss Alive, and that was all made up of the tracks from their previous albums. But live, they were recorded live, not in a studio. So you had the audience in the background and the kind of all of that, and it really kicked off then. So again, the question, I don't think we had anyone right, although Molly has admitted to Googling it, but she said that she never would have guessed. I think that's the case with a lot of people. What do you reckon then?
Apparently Caitlin cheated on the last one as well, I'm told.
Come on, guys. No Google. What do we reckon then in terms of the importance of the name change?
Well, Wicked Lester to me makes it sound like a spicy cheese.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I totally
do you know
agree,
what?
Tom. I totally agree.
I'd never thought that until you'd said that. I quite liked the name Wicked Lester, but yeah, you're right. It is.
It's a red Lester.
Like a chili cheese.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. All right, this is maybe certainly of the ones that we're going to cover tonight, probably the only one that I'm just a bit meh on. I think
I saw that, and I'm thinking no. I'm thinking good change.
Here's one of my issues. Now, clearly it hasn't affected them because they've gone on to be one of the most successful rock bands, in that classic rock era. But you Google Kiss.
Yeah.
And you tell me what comes up, or you go on YouTube and you type in Kiss, tell me what comes up. I guarantee you it's not going to be the band for a while down. Yeah. I think there's going to be songs like I've got a couple here. I actually did this.
No other radio stations. And
no,
stuff.
Of course.
You're talking about that?
No. I did this myself as a bit of research to see what would come up. So I typed Kiss into YouTube, and instead of the rock band, you're bombarded with videos of kissing pranks, which people running up and kissing people randomly. You wouldn't dream of that now at the minute, would you? No. And then the songs by Prince.
Yeah.
Katy
yeah.
Perry, Kissed a Girl, that came up before
Yeah.
Holly Valance, Kiss, Ed Sheeran, they all came up before the rock band Kiss. So I know in the 70s when you're naming your band, you're not going to think, well, in the noughties when they've got YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
But from a marketing stance, it doesn't seem like it's vague. It's not greatly
they
imaginative.
could have chosen a better name, I suppose.
A better
Yes.
name, yeah. I like the one word. I've always liked a band with just one word, but that one word has to be something that's, in my opinion, quite unique.
Yeah.
And I think that their success maybe didn't come from their change in name. Clearly, Gene Simmons, who is a massive driver behind the brand, because that's the thing with Kiss, they branded the heck out of that.
Yeah.
Like they've got merchandise for merchandise, and they probably sell more from Kiss T-shirts than any
Oh,
song
God,
that they've,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But you like the name, Mike?
I do like the name, but I think I agree with you, actually. Now you've said, I thinking about it, yeah, it wasn't the best choice of names.
Tom, what do you think?
I don't know, because back when they made the
It's hard
name,
to say now because they're so massive.
yeah, they're so massive
what I
that we
mean?
can't think of anything.
Yeah.
But like you doing the Google, the first thing I think of with Kiss is the song.
Yeah.
Because of, Kiss.
Yeah.
I never automatically go to the band.
Yeah.
But then we're talking about a time in the 70s where you're coming out of the 60s, you're coming into the mid of the 70s. They've got rid of that whole thing of free love, and they're being provocative. And
Yeah.
they came out with all of that, with all the makeup and things. I think for the time, and they were
maybe it's a good move.
Yeah.
in the 70s, but I wonder whether, let's say, Kiss had remained Wicked Lester, and then in 2015, a few years ago, there's a really good band and they're called Kiss, and how is that impacting their success? Is it interesting? We'll never know.
Think
We'll
it would have
never
made a
know.
difference. If a band called Kiss came out now, it's too late. Because, like you said, in the 70s, they wouldn't have thought, in the noughties, there's going to be this band, that band, this song, that radio
and
station.
also the way that you would have found out about music was completely different. So you're never going to think in the 70s that the internet's going to come around and you're going to have the platforms like Spotify, YouTube, and Google, to be able to find out about artists and music. So I don't think that was an issue back then. Like I said, it clearly hasn't impacted them because they've gone on to be hugely successful. But I do wonder if that was in a more modern time. I think that would have been a massive Achilles heel. And I think they'd have had to change their name for a fourth time.
It wouldn't have worked. Definitely wouldn't have worked then.
I think so too.
We've got lots more coming on this. We'll play some more music, I think, and we'll give you another one. Now, I think we're going to have quite a few for this next one. This is another one that I knew.
Yeah.
I imagine you both probably did as well. I won't give any more away because it's very easy to. So we're asking you, who did the band Smile go on to become? We're going to hear some music now. Tell me, Mike, a little bit more about Them Guns. We're going to hear a track now called Shot in the Dark.
I haven't really got much on them. A little write-up. Brilliance does not happen overnight. Them Guns, a synth rock band with dance-evoking progressive sounds, forming pre-COVID. So they haven't been around that long. Have managed to sustain not only their unique array of high-quality music content, but also embody a much deeper band, a friendship, everything. I'm going to play one of their tracks, Shot in the Dark. You can find them on Instagram. It's just literally all their social media is Them Guns. I quite like this.
I love
track.
it. Yeah,
I do like
it's
this
great.
track.
I have listened. So here we are, Them Guns with Shot in the Dark.
Feeling inside, it lays on your mind.
walking afraid, running the race, and I'm feeling the pain. You don't understand, I didn't come with a plan. This is just a shot in the dark. I think I need a hand or a place to stand, aiming for the heart. It's just a shot in the dark. It's just a shot in the dark. Life, you're here and alive until you decide that something's not right. You can't fight the feeling inside. It lays on your mind, your conscience defied. You don't understand, I didn't come with a plan. This is just a shot in the dark. I think I need a hand or a place to stand, aiming for the heart. It's just a shot in the dark. You don't understand, I didn't come with a plan. This is just a shot in the dark. I think I need a hand or a place to stand, aiming for the heart. It's just a shot in the dark.
Them Guns here on Making Noise on Pure West Radio. Shot in the Dark.
It's just a shot in the dark.
Absolutely great track. Thanks, Mike, for sending that one across. Shout out to Claire and Caitlin up in Newport. Caitlin, you're in trouble because you're goggling again.
Goggling.
No Google. I'm not allowing
No
it.
cheating, Caitlin. No
I'm
cheating.
surprised that nobody got that.
See, now,
And partly why I'm surprised, and I nearly gave this away as I was introducing it, but obviously the film that is become very successful. You get to see a lot about the history of the band, how they get to where they were, and obviously they obviously disclosed the fact that they were known as Smile. So producer Tom, tell us a little bit about Smile, and I'm sure some of us have heard of the band that they went on to become.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to do this without giving it away too soon, but the names of the members so iconic. Like the other bands, you might have got away with it. So, but Smile was signed to Mercury Records in 1969 and had their first experience of a recording studio in Trident Studios in the latter stages of that year. Lead singer and bassist, so this is a bit of a red herring for those who love it now, Tim Staffel was attending Ealing Art College with a gentleman called Farouk Bulsara and introduced him to the band. Bulsara.
I'm interested if anybody if anybody knows yet.
Bulsara soon became a keen fan of the band and eventually went on to front it when it became Queen.
It's just incredible, isn't it?
Farouk
Bulsara, and then Staffel quit Smile in 1970 to join another band, which is also brilliant, Humpy Bong. And with that, Smile effectively disbanded, but Farouk Bulsara, by then changing his name to Freddie Mercury...
So we've got more name change in there.
Became close to the group and persuaded Brian May and Taylor to continue, and about the same time changed his surname from Bulsara to Mercury. It's amazing, and then from that, Queen was formed.
It blows my mind. I mean, the first thing that we've got to say is commiserations to Tim Staffel, because I don't think the band would have ever been as successful with him anyway, because Freddie was, just out of this world. But imagine leaving a band and then they go on to be what they became.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like particularly, he was the one that befriended Farouk Bulsara
Exactly.
as well. He's brought them in as like,
Yeah.
this is my mate Brian. This is my mate.
And the thing is as well, like, it was his decision. Like, if he was kicked out of the band, you could be a bit bitter, and have a bit of a sulk. But the fact that it was your decision to leave the band for Humpy Bong.
Yeah. Where did Humpy Bong go?
We'll have to
That'll be another show. That will.
We'll have to revisit that. There's a whole show coming on Humpy Bong. But what do we reckon then? I think it's a fairly obvious one.
Fantastic decision. Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic.
Best decision out of all three so far.
I agree. Get in touch with us, facebook.com/Pure West or Pure West Radio or Making Noise UK. Comment on the video. We'll get your comments up on screen. Let us know if you know the bands that we're talking about. Let us know what you think of the changes and whether it was a good move or a bad move. Going back to Queen, I think it was a phenomenal decision.
Yeah.
I think that Queen it's not often that a name completely embodies the band. You know, it's fun, it's camp, it's just everything that Queen and Freddie were. I think it was just genius.
Yeah, it was.
And particularly going back to the time that they were formed as well, to come out as fun, as camp, and as flamboyant as they were, and to call themselves Queen in the midst of all of that, when the Royals weren't necessarily the Royals that we know them now either.
Yeah.
And they did surpass the royal family in popularity. Like, no one knew what happened in royalty, but everyone knew Queen.
It's one of those things. It's almost the complete opposite to Kiss, isn't it? Because I think if you Google Queen, obviously if you Google the Queen or Queen Elizabeth, but if you Google Queen, I bet you most of the stuff that comes up is about the band and about Freddie rather than the Queen. So the complete opposite to Kiss. You know,
that's a very good point.
Obviously, Queen. I didn't know if you both knew this. Queen are still going now.
Yes.
I've got something on here about that. Let's have a look. Yeah, after many years focusing on their other projects following Freddie's death, May. That's Brian May. I nearly said James May then. They look similar as well. Brian May and Roger Taylor reformed Queen with American Idol winner Adam Lambert trying to fill the gigantic boots of the late Freddie Mercury. Now, Adam Lambert is a great singer. He's a great performer. He's no Freddie, but I don't envy him with the kind of job that he's got.
He's got some boots to fill. They say shoes to fill.
It's
what's the saying?
Big boots. Big boots.
Big feet.
Let us know. Get in touch. Facebook.com/Pure West Radio. Facebook.com/Making Noise UK. Tell us whether you thought it was whether it was a good call. Neil Hoppo, he says Freddie lives on. He's asked for a shout out. Of course, it's got to be done. Hello,
RNB mate.
Hello to Johnny Bapp as well. He says looking good. As
of
always,
course I am, Johnny.
As always. We've got to send some love as well up to Scarborough. Molly Bailey listening in. Claire and Caitlin once again listening in Newport. And Sean and Lottie in Tenby as well. Do get in touch with us for a shout out. We've got some more music coming up for us. Mike, I'm dropping you in it again because I haven't given you the relevant prep. Talk to me about Distant Voices.
Distant Voices, a London-based indie pop artist. Their newest single was Stranger Amongst Friends from their new album Long Road to Home. This was actually supposed to air on last month's show, but obviously there was technical difficulties my end. Technical difficulties here, and it didn't happen. So we're going to air him tonight. It's a solo project of I hope I got this right, Valdis Stakelis or Valdis Stakeli, I don't know. Just go and check them out. Literally, they're on SoundCloud, they're on Facebook. Just look at Distant Voices, and these 3 tracks are absolutely awesome. They really are. This is what I literally a month ago when I was supposed to air these.
I have been looking forward to this all day, actually. We got Lights of the City coming up, Stranger Among Friends, which is the track that you mentioned there, and Walk Along the Cobblestones. It's our triple play. It's in the spotlight. It's Distant Voices. I tell you what, though, before we do press play, let's have a look at the next name change. Now, this is one that you loved this.
Oh, this was the best.
This is a great one.
Caitlin, no cheating.
I don't think anybody would get this. I would be so impressed. I think even massive fans of the band wouldn't get this. This isn't like Queen or Kiss, where you know this. But do feel free to get in touch with us. The Polka Tulk Blues Band. Who did the Polka Tulk Blues Band go on to be? Have a think about all those famous blues bands out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not.
obviously.
Polka Tulk Blues Band. Who did they go on to become? I think we're going to have lots of people shocked. It's our triple play now with Distant Voices in the spotlight.
Up in the night, no time to think it over. Was out of sight, but now the future's come around. I assume you're setting up on a low adventure, and inside, a feeling's taking over. That I might not be returning home bound. I assume you're setting up an alone adventure. And I never been before, but now I feel sure that I must leave this lonely town. I'm headed for the lights of the city. I arrive at the station in the morning. Private eyes and silent voices calling out. I'm hoping that my feet don't fail me down. Saying it's not now or never. It's not now or never. But it's now. It's now. I never been before, but now I feel sure that I must leave this lonely town. I'm headed for the lights of the city. 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 I'm headed for the lights of the city.
Follow Pure West Radio on Twitter @Pure West Radio.
I close my eyes and I think of home. I tell myself that I'm not alone, 'cause I'm a stranger among friends. It's the beginning, it's not the end. I lost my feet down Frederick Street. I was close to defeat. I began to feel the heat went to Checkpoint Charlie, where a pretend woman nearly got me. And then I would feast just for me. I was full but empty. Feeling came over me, though this is where I've got to be. This is not the place I wanna be. I close my eyes and I think I'll fall. I tell myself that I'm not alone, 'cause I'm a stranger among friends. It's the beginning, it's not the end. And then I went to spend some time with American friends of mine. Put the world to rights. We talked of war, love, politics, and the different ways that you speak. And by night, when I drank myself dry on the balcony outside, when a northern guy came up and talked to me briefly, and I knew that we'd never meet again. With every street, everyone I meet, every face that I see, it won't be the same without you. With every street, everyone I meet, every face that I see, it won't be the same without you. 'Cause I'm a stranger among friends. It's the beginning, it's not the end. And by day, I was miles away. I was miles away. I was miles away. 'Cause I could not stay. No, I could not stay. And by night, I was high. I was high. I was high. And I don't know why. No, I don't know why. I close my eyes and I think I'll fall. I tell myself that I'm not alone, 'cause I'm a stranger among friends. It's the beginning, it's not the end.
Live from our studios in Haverfordwest, this is Pure West Radio.
Walk along the cobblestones. What do I see? Two lovers heading into the sunset. Under cover of the street, tears behind the shades. Once your love is made, the world can make believe you smile. Walk along the cobblestones. And forget life for a while. Walk along the cobblestones. does it lead? Drinking on my own and wilding with the mean-timers. Then out the darkness there was she. In your mind you say you take her heart away. You know that in the end it's not your style. Walk along the cobblestones and forget life for a while. Then I wandered down by the river, wanted of the ones who had all their days to come. In the sun I shiver, wonder of my days to come, days to come. Walk along the cobblestones. What does it mean? I was cruel to the thieving hand of their blades, but I gave to a man in need. Who was I to blame? The ones without a name, they're always somebody's child. Walk along the cobblestones and forget life for a while. Walk along the cobblestones and forget life for a while.
Distant Voices, your triple play in the spotlight. Again, thanks, Mike, for bringing them along. Really enjoyed that.
It's a pleasure, sir. They're really good.
Some really nice music. Really enjoyed them. I've got lots more to come, including music from Amir, Dead Reynolds, and Felix as well. Before the triple play, we asked you, the band Polka Tulk Blues Band changed their name to what? Now, we finally had a right answer. Of course, it was the rock god himself, Diablo Reese Gentle. But he is a bit of a rock guru, so I'm not surprised.
He likes to think he is.
Yeah, there is that. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about the Polka Tulk Blues Band.
Yeah, so the Polka Tulk Blues Band included slide guitarist Jimmy Phillips at the beginning, a childhood friend, and I'm trying to be careful here, and a saxophonist, Alan Aker Clark. And it's hard to think that a saxophone would be involved in the band that they became.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they shortened the name to Polka Tulk, and then the band changed their name to Earth.
So they've already changed their name once.
They've already changed their name. So they've gone from Polka Tulk. Well, they went for the long version to the short version, and then Earth.
3 times before they actually went with their final.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the frontman hated it, did not like it, and they found that they were being confused with another band. that was around at the time as well. So what I love about the name that they settled on is that, as with most names, there's nothing profound.
Nope.
Absolutely not. There was they decided to change the name again, and a cinema across the street from the band's rehearsal room was showing the 1963 horror film Black Sabbath.
And there it is.
There it is.
There's your answer.
And the third time, while watching people line up to see the movie, bassist Geezer Butler noted that it was strange that people spend so much money to see scary movies. And then following that, Osborne and Butler wrote the lyrics for the song called Black Sabbath, which was inspired by the work of horror and adventure story writer Dennis Wheatley.
Wow. I mean, imagine if that was a different film. Like, imagine if that was like... I don't know. Every film from that era has just disappeared from my head. But that could have been a very different band.
Could have.
What do we think? You know, I mean, first of all, I'll go as far to say that the original name, Polka Talk Blues Band. Am I right in thinking, Tom, that came from a brand of talcum powder?
So it's either a brand of talcum powder or an Indian Pakistani clothing shop. The exact origin is
go for the
unknown.
clothing shop. I'd prefer to go with that.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow.
My verdict is Caitlin is cheating.
Oh, definitely.
A 13-year-old girl cannot text me and say it was Earth and I didn't Google it.
I mean, technically she was
Naughty,
right, but that's not the answer that we were looking for.
No, it was Black
Stop
Sabbath.
goggling. We're not having it. That's cheating. Now, I think...
But I just need to mention very quickly that some things are absolutely timeless. Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
of
Yes,
course,
definitely.
absolute legend.
Getting involved with Black Sabbath with Ozzy Zig needs a gig, has own PA, and it reminds me of all the drummers adverts out there. It's like must have own kit, must have own car. Some things never change.
Bring breakables.
I'm right. I'm right in thinking as well that Tommy Iommi, who was or is obviously a key member of Black Sabbath, he left the band, didn't he, to join Jethro Tull?
He did.
But he was only there for a month.
I don't know what Jethro was about, but he was not a fan and came back. And I think he came back to Earth, so he's a fan of the Earth.
So he came back to Earth with a bang. I'm gonna say that this was a good call. It was a good shout.
Definitely a good call. Definitely.
The change in name had to be done. Black Sabbath is just it's a great name, isn't it?
But also they were able, similar to what we were talking about with Kiss and being able to brand it, they very much jumped on that whole horror and that gothic scene that came with the rock music at the time as well.
And this is where it becomes important. The name and the style and the music, it all fits in. It all reflects each other.
Definitely.
It's the same with Queen. You know, it all kind of, you know, if you're listening to the band, right, Black Sabbath, let's say you listen to the song Black Sabbath or Paranoid, right, and someone says, oh, this is a good track, who's this? Oh, this is the Polka Talk Blues Band.
It's not going to work. Mate.
It's not going to work. You say, oh,
But what do they sound like?
You say this is
before
Black
they
Sabbath,
changed the name?
and you
I
know
mean,
straight away.
They changed the image. Have we got anything from the Polka Talk Blues Band?
Well, they had a slide guitar and a saxophone, so it definitely wasn't Paranoid.
Is there anything out there that we can find and play?
I'm wondering whether, it's something that we'll maybe look into and follow up next show. We'll
see they not just changed their name; they completely revamped everything.
What else did we say we were gonna revisit? Can you remember?
Oh God, I don't know.
We'll come back to that. But Tom, can you make a note of that? And we'll do that. We'll see if we can get anything from Polka Talk Blues Band, maybe a track. Or something like that. Now we're going to listen to a couple of tracks before we give you the fifth and final. And I'll be honest, probably
this one shocked me.
Probably my favourite.
This has shocked me
of the night. Like I said, there's 5. I've got 15, so we maybe will do a part 2 and a part 3 because I've quite enjoyed this. We're going to play 2 tracks for you now back to back. First of all, Felix with Magic, and then we're going to hear Matthew Llewellyn.
That's easy for you to say.
Matthew, well, it's because I was going to say Llewellyn, obviously Welsh, but actually he's American. It's not Llewellyn, it's Llewellyn. And I thought it was a typo when I got the email, and then I read into it, he's from America. So no, Matthew Llewellyn with Let It Be Love, but before that, Magic by Felix.
Am I still breathing? What's keeping me magic inside of me now. I can feel your magic. I can feel your magic. I can feel your magic inside of me now. I can feel your magic. I can feel your magic. I can feel your magic inside of me now. I can feel your magic. I can feel your magic. I can feel your magic inside of me now.
Download the Pure West Radio mobile app from the App Store or Google Play.
Matthew Llewellyn there with Let Love Be. Before that, we had Felix with Magic. Now, we have worked a bit of magic ourselves, and we haven't managed to find anything from Polka Talk Blues Band, unsurprisingly. But we have found a little something from Earth. So Earth is in between Polka Talk Blues Band and Black Sabbath in terms of the timeline. We're going to get a full track for you to play, but let's just have a 20-second or so listen to Earth. This is pre-Black Sabbath. This is from the demo in 1969. So let's have a very brief listen to this.
Okay.
We'll come back next month, if we remember, with hopefully a full track.
I'll remember.
Let's have a go. So there
Love it.
that was
Definitely Black Sabbath.
A very
you know.
very brief little clip there of something pre-Black Sabbath. But yeah, a bit interesting. Maybe that's something that we can look at moving forward with this. I won't call it a feature because I don't think we can go indefinitely with it. But if we kind of do this every few months, get a few bands, but maybe we'll include a song as well.
We could just do one. Just do one every show. You
It's not
know.
a bad shout. Up next, I'm really looking forward to this one because I think it's quite funny, quite almost controversial. The band's name
Oh yes, here we
was Village Idiot. So if you can get in touch with us and let us know who Village Idiot went on to become, then again, you get a good pat on the back and we'll give you a shout out as well. Facebook.com/Pure West Radio, Facebook.com/Making Noise as well. We are also streaming on YouTube. So do get in touch with us. Village Idiot, who did they go on to become? Now, I'm going to play a track now from a good friend of mine. His name is Amir. I say a good friend of mine. He's a very good friend of the radio station. He's performed with us and for us on several occasions. He's from London, and the reason I'm playing the track is because I'm very excited to announce. He's been struggling to wait to announce this, but he's finally come out and said it. His new single, "Freak of Nature," is out on Friday. So we'll definitely be playing that track on the next show coming up for you in July. But this is one from his debut album, All or Nothing, and it's called Sin.
As the evening was drawing and the curtain was falling, you're taking me back to your place. Yeah, I knew it was on it. I threw your jeans to the floor and now I'm staring at white lace. Hey. This was not how it was supposed to be. With you on your back, you know I'm in charge, but you keep me on track. Let me show you how to shine physically. With you on your back, you're my baby. Now, here's to the weekend. You should forget your boyfriend. Lock him out and let me in. So, turn off the radio. You no longer need your halo. We can start a life of sin. Oh, no waking up in the morning. No time for stretching and yawning. Cause we keep spinning round all night. And when the sunlight is calling, I feel your body start pouring. And then I tell you, hold on tight. This was not how it was supposed to be. With you on your back, you know I'm in charge, but you keep me on track. Let me show you how to shine physically. With you on your back, you're my baby. Now, here's to the weekend. You should forget your boyfriend. Lock him out and let me in. Just lock him out and let me in. So, turn off the radio. You no longer need your halo. We can start a life of sin. Oh, just lock him out and let me in. We can start a life of sin. Oh, lock him out and let me in. So we can start a life of sin, life of sin. Now, here's to the weekend. You should forget your boyfriend. Lock him out and let me in. Lock him out and let me in. So, turn off the radio. You no longer need your halo. We can start a life of sin. We can start a life of sin. Just lock him out and let me in.
Amir here for you on Pure West Radio. This is Making Noise with me, Rob Parker. We've got Mike in the background with me as well. Let's press pause on that. My bad.
Yeah, you should do, really.
It's
been a long time, eh?
You know what?
It's been a long time.
We got through an hour and 37 minutes without a cock up from
Hey,
me.
it was good. It was good going.
I'm calling that a success.
What I will say live on air, don't press the big button. Press the small button when you're
What's this button do? What's this button do?
That one ejects. So just before we played Amir, I will say shout out to Amir, my brother from London, absolute legend. He can't wait to come back down to Pembrokeshire. He's like an honorary member of the Pure West Radio family. He's performed at Pems Fest, the Fish Festival in Milford, the County Show as well, and he's a firm favourite of us here at Pure West Radio. So it's great that he's got some more music coming up, and we'll play that on the next show. Before Amir, we asked you, Village Idiot changed their name to what? Now, I think there's quite a humorous side to this, because I don't know if you guys would agree, but for some reason, despite their massive commercial success, they've become the butt of many a joke. Like they're kind of like the laughing stock of the music industry. I
wonder if Reese is going to get
I
this
think
one.
it's unfair. Well, he hasn't, and Tom is going to let us know now what the answer is.
Yeah, so back to more recent times. In the early 1990s, brothers Mike, Chad, and cousin Brandon, and Ryan Peake formed the band Village Idiot. And they are Canadian, and they originally started off as a cover band playing songs by Led Zeppelin and Metallica. Is that a hint or a red herring?
Oh.
Ooh, in the mid-90s, after several years of playing covers, Chad asked his stepfather to give him $4,000 so that the band could record their first demo. So fair play. From that demo, they spent half the money to record the EP and allegedly spent the other half on magic mushrooms.
For a band that's not very rock and roll, that's very rock and roll.
That is very rock and roll.
Well, especially for a band named Village Idiot.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to figure out, so the name originated from... Oh, right, that makes sense. So in 1995, so they formed in the early 90s. They've gone a couple of years. They've been a cover band, Led Zeppelin, Metallica. And then 1995, Village Idiot changed its name. So you might have got it when I mentioned the name Mike and Chad.
Yeah, Chad Kroger.
It's the Krogers. They became Nickelback.
Reese gave the excuse he went to the toilet and missed the question.
Oh yeah, it's up
that
on
was
the
a long
screen.
toilet. That
it's
was.
Up
Reese,
on the screen, Reese.
The question was before the last track. Do you know what I mean?
Never mind. We'll let him off.
Nickelback, and I didn't know this. Nickelback, apparently the name originated from the nickel in change that band member Mike Kroger gave customers at his job at Starbucks.
See, I love finding out little bits like how the band came up with the name.
Yeah. Here's your Nickelback. Canadians are so friendly, aren't they? And as you quite rightly say, they are one of the most commercially successful Canadian rock bands. Like you look at your Avril Lavigne's and you look at your
who he's married to, by the way.
Oh,
Indeed,
yes.
So there's a success story.
Well, end conversation. They've sold more than 50 million albums worldwide. In 2009, Billboard ranked it as the most successful rock group of the decade, with, of course, How You Remind Me was the best-selling rock song.
Great track.
And the fourth best
track.
Overall. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. That song was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they did the soundtrack for Spider-Man, didn't they? A Hero Will Save Us.
That was good. I think that the time that, and I don't know why, but something really annoyed me about the song. Do you remember they released Rockstar?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Do you know what? There's something about that track that I just hated, and from that moment I kind of lost respect for them, and that's very extreme, I know, but I really hated the song, and I hated it straight away as well, and it was so overplayed. You know when something's overplayed and then you hate it, but when you hate it and then it's overplayed, it's just like every radio station, every music channel, and they all. I didn't like it anyway. But going back to the question, our verdict on whether or not they were right to change the name. I think it's ironic, but necessary.
That's what it says.
That is what it says.
As I was saying, right, like I said, for some reason, because actually most of the music was good, they seemed like nice guys. The fact that they spent half their money for their album on Magic Mushrooms, I think that's hilarious.
That gives them bonus points, obviously.
But even the nicest guy in rock, Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters, I'm not sure if it was a tweet, that's what I've heard, but there was a joke that he said, and the joke goes, Nickelback walked into a bar. There's no punchline because ruining music isn't funny. Now that's brutal.
That is brutal.
There's no punchline because ruining music isn't funny.
Wow.
And they've got
Bit
this,
below the belt, wasn't it, really?
they've got a like I said, I think most people do kind of think of them as a bit of a kind of jokey, and I don't see why, because actually their music's very good.
I
They
liked
seem very
Rockstar. I
serious.
liked that track,
hated
but
that
I
track.
know it was overplayed, but I did like it.
But other than that, you know, like Tom said, How You Remind Me. That's
yes.
that's an iconic classic
that
from my
really is.
kind of mid-teens. That's like a huge.
Because you're not
song.
that old.
I'm not. Tell my body that. I get up and I click like a glow stick.
Oh, wait till you get to my age, mate.
So what are we saying? Village Idiot to Nickelback. I quite like the name Nickelback, and I like
think it's much
the
better.
origin. Like
Yeah.
you said, it's very Canadian, isn't it?
It's so Canadian. But calling your band Village Idiot is not Canadian. I don't think that they would have had commercial success insulting people of villages.
But it almost
in any country.
it almost seems a bit like self-destructive, doesn't it? It's like you know, if you want to take yourself seriously, okay, have like we've said, what on earth is a Foo Fighter? You know, there's so many bands out there that've got names that make no sense. But like you say, a name that maybe could be insulting to people, or that, you know, if someone said to me, oh, I like this song, who's it by? And they told me it was Village Idiot, I'm going to think, okay, that's the end of that then. You know, I can't imagine myself saying, right, coming up next on Pure West Radio, we've got Village Idiot.
Does the band name actually affect how you like the track, if you like the track before you find out their name?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it's the overall package, and maybe that's a question that other people can answer. I think that the name, the image, are as important as
Well, yeah,
as the
definitely.
music.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of creating that identity. It's also something that you want to remember. You want to. Can you imagine any teenage girl or boy having a big poster up in their bedroom with the word Village Idiot? I can't.
Oh, even the last one.
Exactly. You know, who's going to have and that's something that I think a lot of these artists maybe don't think about when
No.
you know. That was the last one. I'm almost a bit gutted. I mean, there's not long left of the show, but I really enjoyed that.
I did.
Really
I enjoyed that.
We'll definitely have to revisit that. We'll go back to playing the rest of the song that I accidentally played. It's this button here, right, Tom?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
It's great to have a producer in the
It's
studio.
the eject button. The eject button.
But before we do, Mike, do you want to tell us anything about Dead Reynolds?
Dead Reynolds, it's literally a quick one. This track is Bring It Down. They're hailing from East Anglia, Kings Lynn, Huntingdon, and Chatteris, I think, or Chattery. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Callum, Luke, Ben, Dom, and Luke. So there's two Lukes. Just check them out on Facebook. Literally, facebook.com, Dead Reynolds. Instagram is the same, or Dead_Reynolds, the same as their YouTube. Go and check them out. I think they're awesome.
There we are. Let's be having it.
I sit back and watch the way your words unravel me, picking up the pieces of a broken history. Oh, this hurt goes on and on and on and on, and I can't let go. Would you chase tomorrow if we saw it all unfold? Waking up to memories of all the lies you told. So these words go round and round and round and round. You can't hear me I'm trying hard, but I'm not inspired.
Dead Reynolds there with Bring It Down, another great artist brought to you on Making Noise on Pure West Radio this evening. We're just coming up to the end of the show. We've got 2 tracks for you back to back, but there is, and we're having a little bit of a reminisce in the background there. About some of the old days, and we've got to tell you a story about this next track. We put this next track on because we're trying to work out what to call this potential new feature, right? Where we're going to be discussing the change in name. And you said about change, so we put this next song on. It's by an American band called McClinton. They came down. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Had a couple of gigs.
You were there at the gig, yeah.
I think I played it.
You did.
They got this track called Change. And Tom, I don't know if you remember. Sting and the Police Roxanne.
Yeah.
I always remember playing this drinking game when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Every time it said Roxanne,
Or.
So normally we'd split the room into male and female, right? So all of the boys would drink on Red Light, all of the girls drink on Roxanne. But me and Mike made our own drinking game to this song.
Yeah, we did.
Obviously we encourage you to drink responsibly.
And we were trying to sing at the same time.
Yeah.
So bear that in mind.
Yeah. Obviously, we encourage you to drink responsibly if you are drinking or if you're going to have a drink. Have a go. It's quite fun. But
just do it responsibly.
Every time they say the word change, you have to have a drink.
While singing.
Just a sip.
Live on air.
So maybe have a go, maybe don't, but you'll see when the song plays.
I'll do it when I get home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will be back now. What did we say? The 19th of July from 9 o'clock. If you are an unsigned or upcoming artist and you'd like your tracks featured on Making Noise, do get in touch with us either through Pure West Radio. You can drop us an email, info@purewestradio.com, or on facebook.com/Pure West Radio, or you can get in contact directly with Mike and myself at making-noise.com. There is a great article on there as well, if I do say so myself, regarding what we've discussed tonight. Lots more information than what we've discussed on the artists that we featured in that discussion. More on Polka Talk Blues Band, more on Village Idiot, Smile, Cara's Flowers, and Wicked Leicester. I'm quite impressed.
Can I before you go? Can I also just say to the bands out there listening and the promoters that I did message back today, if they didn't get played today, that they will be on next month's show.
Absolutely,
definitely.
Absolutely. Lots of discussions tonight, so we've had to take out some. But yeah, we'll be back now next month with lots more great music. If maybe you're not an artist, but you are a fan of maybe one of your local bands, do get in touch with us as well and help us promote them, especially for the cover-up feature and in the spotlight as well. Tom, thanks for your support today, as always.
Great,
Thanks for having me.
Mike, thanks for joining me.
It's been crazy being live in the studio for the first time in over a year. It's been brilliant.
Great.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back now on the 19th of July from 9 o'clock.
It's hard to see the full glass when it seems half empty. Time will mend the hurt and you feel inside. Feelings of emotions that I can't replace. The part of your life that makes you feel the hate. And the hopes and dreams of love, making a new start to see what is to come. It's time for a change and a change to do you good. It's time for the change. It's time for the change. 'Cause the change will do you good. Hope the size of an angel looking back from the dark. Walking around on eggshells, always hitting the mark. It's times of emotion that you learn to live your life. The downward spiral, the downward spiral. Seeing is believing, the hopes and dreams of love, making a new start to see what is to come. It's time for a change and a change to do you good. It's time for the hurting you feel inside. It's times of emotion that you learn to live your life, the downward spiral. Seeing is believing, the hopes and dreams of love, making a new start to see what is to come. It's time for a change, and a change to do you good. It's time for the change. Seeing is believing, the hopes and dreams of love, making a new start to see what is to come. It's time for a change, and a change to do you good. It's time for the change. 'Cause the change will do you good.
Follow Pure West Radio on Facebook. Search Pure West Radio.
I was born in a small town, not too long ago. I lived my life in that small town, where I wasn't sure how my life would go. Had my dreams in that small town, where I lived my life, I worked very hard, where I dreamed my dreams, I closed the bars, trying to find my way, my head held high, watching all the good people passing by. On the streets of paper gold, everybody there got a heart and soul, trying to find my way. I gotta say that every dream I ever dreamed happened in a small town. It happened in a small town. I was raised in that small town, where everybody knew your name. I worked so hard in that small town, almost city folks would go insane. I drew my dreams in that small town, where I live my life, I work very hard, where I dream my dreams, I close the bar, trying to find my way, my head held high, watching all the good people passing by. All the streets of paper gold, everybody there like a little rock and roll, trying to find my way. I gotta say, my first guitar that I ever played, I played in a small town. I played it in that small town. And the people in that old small town, big smiles all around. A little love, laugh, dream, so everybody see. They don't ever want to go because they love it so. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go. Small town, days are long and the nights are cold, and the people in that small town, they love living their lives on the mile of gold. They live their lives in that same small town, where I live my life, I work way hard, trying to find my dreams, I know they weren't that far. Where I live my life, I work very hard, where I dream my dream, I close the bars, trying to find my way, my head held high, watching all the good people passing by. All the streets of paper gold, everybody there got a heart and soul, trying to find my way. I gotta say, they're my first fight that I ever fought, yeah. Every lesson I was ever taught, I was taught in a small town. They taught me in that small town. Small town living a big time dream. Small town living. Small town living a big time dream, baby, baby. Small town living. Small town living in a big time dream. Small town living. Small town living in a big time dream. Small town living. Small town living, a big time dreams.
to Pure West Radio.